Hello Libra, Elsie here to do a reading for you. We're doing something just a little bit different this week, Libra. We're talking about career, finances, and love. So we're going to do a three-hand draw today. That's what we're going to do. Libra, welcome here. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. If you're someone who's here all the time, I appreciate you the most. Thanks so much for doing that. And if you are brand new, I hope that you will stay. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended if you're interested in that. I'll also tell you about private reads a little bit. Let's find out what's going on for you. If you're brand new, welcome. And let's find out what's going on for you, Libra. We're going to start with career. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter is what I read for. Libra, let's find out what's going on for you. For your career, we are looking at the Ten of Wands. Where's that? The Ten of Swords. Hang on. Oh, that's the Ten of Wands. We've got the Ace of Swords. And we've got the Six of Wands. I feel like there is some sort of truth coming. I'm going to say some sort of realization or some clarity that's coming about something that you've been carrying around. It does feel like a burden. So I want to say that there's something going on within your career, within the workplace, within your workday that feels like a bit of a burden. I think that you're burnt out. It does feel like with this Nine of Wands here, feels like you are going through a burnout phase. I think you're doing too much overtime, or maybe you're just doing too much. Maybe you're working a lot of hours, plus life is keeping you on the ropes. It feels like it's going to become clear to you that you are kind of at your wit's end a little bit here, that you are exhausted. I'm going to say you're energetically exhausted, emotionally exhausted here. We've got the King of Wands. Yeah, I think it's because everybody comes to you for just about everything. So the Death card is showing up here with the Nine of Wands, which is telling me that the warning here is you need to slow down because something will come to an end. It feels like this. It doesn't feel like transformation to me. It feels like there is a realization that if you don't slow down, or if you don't start laying down when you need to, the body keeps score. You're going to burn out, is what it feels like here. This needs to stop, and that's what the Death card is about. I feel like you are all things to all people, friend, and I feel like you're a person that has a lot of wisdom, and others might come to you for wisdom in terms of the career, which means I think you're probably either the subject matter expert at work, or you're the go-to, or you might be the boss, or you might be the supervisor, or the person who organizes everybody. But you're the one with the wisdom and the clarity, and people come to you all the time. The thing is I think it's happening all the time, not just at work. I think you're on call. I think you get phone calls. I think you get texts. I think you're just making yourself way too available. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess and the Sun. The High Priestess and the Sun is telling me you're having a realization internally. It's a quiet one, but it's a breakthrough. A realization that, you know what, your intuition is telling you, something internally is telling you it's time for you to stop working so hard or being so available. Look, with the phones, everybody is always available 24/7, and you can't. You're just going to burn out. I feel like something new has to begin here. Either you need a new opportunity, or you have to create the new opportunity for yourself. Bottom of the deck showed me the Page of Pentacles, but it feels like something new needs to happen here, because it does feel like you're headed for some sort of a burnout phase. Maybe you're already there. We do have the Queen of Cups energy here. Yep, it's this. This is the problem, friend. When the Queen of Cups shows up by herself, she always is at risk of being emotionally depleted. I feel like you're in depletion, is what it feels like. The Queen of Cups tells me you're compassionate, you're kind, you're the person who helps everybody. You want to make sure that everybody has what they need. And so I think that is what is going on at this time. It feels like there is something here that is going to dawn on you, or you might end up actually getting sick, like getting beat down. Like when we spend too much of our time and we don't spend enough time resting, or we have short sleeps, we don't give ourselves time to re-energize, right? So it does feel like that there is something that is going to tap you on the shoulder And it feels like it could be maybe a cold gets you down, puts you in bed for 3 or 4 days. It feels like something here is telling you, giving you warning signs that you are doing too much for everybody. And that's a common thing for you, Libra, because you are the one that likes to make sure that there's balance in all things. And when people come to you, you want to help them make balance as well. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Five of Wands. Yeah, it's the Two of Wands. You know what you're doing? You're running yourself into the ground because you're trying to avoid conflict, is what it is. You're trying to stay in balance by avoiding conflict. And I think that you're trying to keep your environment in balance, understand? I don't think you're in balance on the inside. I feel like you're trying to avoid conflict by trying to make everybody happy. It feels like people pleaser energy. I'm just going to say your decisions that you're making, your decisions and plans that you make here are based on the Five of Wands. It's based on conflict or inner conflict. And I feel like while the inner conflict is going on, you're choosing the inner conflict over the external conflict. You need a plan. The Two of Wands is telling me you need a plan and you need to take action on that plan. I feel like something is coming to you as it pertains to your career. I feel like you're burning the candle at both ends, my friend. You could be someone who maybe has to do that. Look, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're a realtor. It feels like somebody here is burning the candle at both ends and you are being given a clear warning that you've got to stop doing that. You've got to stop making sure that you're on all the time. There's got to be times when you turn off your phone, face it down, turn off the electronics around you because it's weighing really heavy on you and it's pushing you into this place of burnout. The Magician is here. We have the Magician and the Star. Yep. Oh, yes, exactly. So the Magician, the Star, and the World card. Look, that makes it absolutely clear. If you don't manifest or use your magic to create rest, the universe is going to come for you. It feels like rest is going to be here. Major Arcana comes at you whether you are ready for it or not, and you only get to react or respond. So I feel like what you're manifesting here is you're manifesting healing. But listen, healing means either you go to the hospital or you end up being home or whatever it is, because this has got to end. Something has to change. This is going to be the place at which you realize this is a milestone, that you've got to realize that things must change. You're at the end, you're at your wit's end. You're at the end of the chapter. And if you don't rest or heal, I feel like you're manifesting time away. That's probably what it is. We've got the Eight of Wands. Something here is coming quickly and is going to change everything. It's because you're in the spotlight. And look, for some of you, you don't want to be in the spotlight. For some of you, you have a hard time saying no. And for others of you, you love the attention because the Six of Wands is here. So whichever one you are, I feel like that you're making yourself way too available in your career for other people and you're taking on too much and you're going to be headed for a crash if you do not heed the warning. That's only for those of you who are doing too much for everybody. Let's take a look at finances. Tell me about finances for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Just remember this reading could be for today, tomorrow, next year, next week. Whenever it is, because we're not all at the same place at the same time. So it may not resonate for you today. Let's find out what's going on for Libra in terms of finances. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. See, finances are good, and I think that's why you might be doing it. It does feel like, for those of you who don't necessarily want to keep up this pace, I feel like you do it for the money. It feels like you're making good money, but you're stretching you thin as well. So the Seven of Cups is here. It's a lot of opportunity, and I feel like you're in an era of opportunity. You don't want to say no. I don't want to say no to that job. What if you're a contract worker? What if you're a musician? What if you're a painter? You know, if somebody says, look, can you put on a show? And you're like, yeah, absolutely, I can be there, but you got to be at 3 other shows that week. It feels like you're taking the opportunity or making hay while the sun shines, right? You're taking the opportunity. But I feel like if you don't have some resting, you got to be honest with yourself, right? There's your energy here. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is in balance, but it's only because she has boundaries. And she will be honest and truthful with people who stretch her or test her. And so, or she or he, right? Because the queens are also, they also have masculine energy and feminine energy. This one leans feminine, and the feminine one is the one who's going to keep working and working and working and helping everybody and making sure everybody has what they need. So I feel like the Queen of Swords, being Libra herself, himself, is somebody who you need to remember who you are, friend, because I feel like you do it for the money. Even though you make little pockets of money, you might be someone, like I said, who's on contract work and you make little pockets of money. Now, that being said, there's lots of opportunity coming for you. Look at all that. 7 of Cups, right? There's all kinds of different opportunities coming, and there's no hope of it slowing down. So I'm going to say financial, you're good. But the 4 of Swords here does say you're going to need to rest. If you're going to meet all these obligations, it's going to turn into confusion or overwhelm is what's going to happen. It could turn up as emotional overwhelm for you if you don't slow down just a little bit. But I think you're taking your shot at this time, because I feel like you're being booked a lot, or somebody's asking you, look, it's just one more article. Can you write one more article for the paper or for the book? It feels like that. Somebody's got you on a schedule and you're on a tight schedule and you're trying to keep up. But the illusion is you don't need rest. Right? The illusion is, I can keep my hands in all the pies. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 2 of Wands, and we've got the Tower. So listen, you get the first warning and you ignore it. You get the second warning, you push it onto the back burner and say, I'll get to that in a minute. And then the Tower comes. So I'm going to say financially, you're doing great. You're doing really well financially because you have lots of opportunity, and you have reassessed it and made your schedule so tight that you're fitting everything in. And I think that if you can keep up this pace, your money is going to be on point, man. But I don't know how long you can keep up this pace, because the Tower is here. Now, there's going to be a shift. You're going to need a plan. And I don't think you have a plan right now. I think your plan is this, which is overwhelming, which is, yeah, I'll be there on Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, someone says, can you be here on Thursday? Yeah, I'll be here on Thursday, but you're not really giving time in between. So I feel like you need a new plan. What you need to do is, on the days down, you need to plan to just shut off your phone, shut off the TV, be by yourself, nap, do some self-care, whatever it is that you love to do for yourself. I think you need a reassessment is what it's saying. Money is good. Money is growing. It looks like you have thrown your seeds of intention in the right direction, friend. But the Tower is here. The Tower is going to show up. Let's talk about, I usually will clarify the top here, what's at the top of your mind, but I think we should clarify the Tower. Let's clarify the Tower. Tell me what's coming up here. Because right now the Tower is stable and it's at the base of the reading, but the Tower does fall because of the illusion that you can keep up the pace, right? We've got the 3 of Cups, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, and we've got the Judgment card. The Judgment shows up and the Tower falls. I really feel like you're an entertainer, or you're someone who entertains people, or you could be a caregiver. It feels like you, and this is something you'll do for a living. I'm not just saying that you're off taking care of people. That could be the problem too, that you might be a caregiver or a creator, and that you are taking care of people in the meantime as well. So we have the 3 of Cups, and it feels to me like if you are the person who's an entertainer, maybe you're a musician or something like that, that you go into places that have a lot of people, celebrations. Maybe you're a wedding singer. I don't know. It feels like that you go into a place where there's celebrations. You could be a photographer. We've got the 2 of Pentacles, which tells me you do make decisions based on the needs that are needed at the moment. What is going to give me stability in this moment? So that's why the 7 of Cups is here, because I think that it feels like it is a place in your life where everything is busy, and you wished and hoped for this moment where everything would be busy and you'd be making a lot of money, and I think you are. And if you're not right now, I feel that this time is coming up. The Judgment card is here. It's telling me that you're being birthed into a new cycle, and that's great. A new cycle of finances, which I think is really great, because this is it, right? It's about to get exponentially better. It feels like it's about to get busier. Things, you're about to get more work. But I feel like this is really important here, that you find time to rest, because if you don't, like I said, the body keeps score. And what you might end up doing is having to slow completely down and then not being able to get to all of the things that you want to get to. You don't want to be defaulting, right? You don't want to be booking yourself and then getting sick and then defaulting. So just be aware of that money is going to be grand for you if you can keep up the pace. And so be realistic about your pace is all the cards are saying for you here. All right. Let's talk about love. Tell me what is going on in love for Libra. Tell me about Libra in love, please. Tell me about Libra in love, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. After this, we're going to go into the extended. The love readings usually have a little more detail in them. So let's find out what's going on in the extended. Ooh, oh my. Okay. This seems a little bit exciting here. So I want to say that this is a new time for you. It's a new cycle. It feels like the Judgment card tells me that things are about to come into balance. I feel that things were off balance for a while, but it feels like things are about to come into balance because you're about to hit a new cycle. It feels like it is a new cycle of emotion, although the King of Cups is here. I'm going to say that it does feel like it's balanced emotion. It feels like your emotions are in balance. You're at no risk of showing too much, giving too much. I feel like you're comfortable with keeping solid in the storm. But what I want to say is I think you're about to get a lot of attention, or maybe you have been getting a lot of attention. I think that you're a person who likes to move slow. The Knight of Pentacles is in the future with the Six of Wands. You're more comfortable when things are going intellectually slow. It's like you don't want to make any leaps. You don't want to make any jumps. I feel like the Judgment card tells me you're going to be forced to make some sort of an emotional decision as the sun shows up. It feels like happiness. It feels like joy, but it also feels like a breakthrough. I think you're going to realize that somebody has feelings for you, that someone's been hiding feelings for you. Maybe you've been hiding feelings for someone else. But I feel like these two here, they're about to bounce off each other. It does feel like this is about to come to a head here, because the Judgment card is bringing it on a new cycle, right? It's bringing on birth. It's bringing on possibly reconciliation or something that's coming back round. It could be something that has grown, right? We got the King of Cups. We don't have the Page. We don't have the Queen. We don't have the Knight. We have the King. It could be something that's grown over time. And I feel like now you can no longer avoid it because it's out in the sun. It feels like you have to make a decision about what you're going to do. Are you going to keep your feelings undercover and not say anything? Or are you going to let it out in the sun? Because either way, the Judgment card is here, so a decision needs to be made about this new chapter of your life that you're in here. And I think this new chapter of your life we're talking about is the chapter of love. I feel like you have a lot of love to give, but I think you're also scared to let it be seen on the surface for fear of vulnerability. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Something is showing up that is going to change everything. I feel like your life is about to expand emotionally. It's about to expand in love. And I feel like all this time, you've been sort of aloof or detached. Now, that's sort of the trick of the King of Cups. I want to say that you might have a water sign. You could be the King of Cups. You could be a Scorpio. You could have a Scorpio placement. It feels like somebody here has been keeping everything under the surface, trying to stay detached from my emotions because I'm feeling some big feelings for someone, or I see that they really have big feelings for me. The Wheel of Fortune being here tells me you're not going to be able to ignore it much longer, friend, because the Wheel of Fortune is major arcana and is pushing everything forward into the new cycle. The new cycle is now, by the way. And as I do this reading, it's actually the first day of the first month, and it is it is the first month of the 11th day, and we're in the year of one, so it's 1111. Something here is about to begin, and I think you've put it off as long as you can. So I don't know if somebody has their eye on you, or if you have your eye on someone, but someone's not able to hold back any longer, because now the major arcana are getting involved. So it feels like you're not going to be able to hold back much longer, or they aren't, because the Wheel of Fortune is moving whether you're ready or not, and it's going to all come out in the wash. It's all going to come out in the sun. It's going to be happy. It's going to be joyful. I don't think you need to be scared of it, but if you're the person who wants to keep it under wraps, I think that you're going to be exposed, is what I'm saying, or someone else is going to be exposed, because you can't ignore judgment. This is the time that it's coming back round here, and this time it'll be in your face. You gotta be paying attention, because it's going to make you pay attention. One more card. We've got the King of Pentacles. Yes, so it does feel like, I want to say that this connection that I'm talking about here, this does feel like somebody you know. Pentacles for me is always someone that you know in the 3D. It does feel like you've been building this connection over time. I don't think it's gone to a place of love, understand. I think we're still in the Pentacle phase. I think we're still in the getting to know you phase. I think it's still moving slowly, but it's building and building. And understand that the King, except for the Emperor, is the top dog. And it's like it can't really build anymore from here without exploding. So it feels like, yeah, I'm just going to say, I'm just looking in my mind's eye. Charlie is showing me bread that is on the counter, and it's covered in plastic wrap, and then it all of a sudden starts bubbling out the sides. It's like it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's bubbling out the sides, and you can't ignore it any longer. So I feel like something's going to change here. And I think what's going to change is how you see the relationship, or how you see the beginnings of this relationship. I think you see value. I think you see that somebody is very strong and sturdy and stable, someone who is supportive of you, who wants to support you, or maybe you feel like you want to support them. Maybe you are thinking now in terms of long term. Maybe you're thinking, well, maybe I'm at the age where I want to think about long term. We do have the Four of Cups. I think you're terrified that you're going to be turned down or rejected by someone who is in their comfort zone. Maybe it's you who's going to reject another because you're in your comfort zone. Take it as it might resonate for you. Tell me about Judgment. We've got we've got the Star, we've got the Nine of Cups, and we've got the Hierophant. So I think what's at the top of your mind is commitment. But can you be happy in this commitment? You want a commitment, but I feel like you want a healed commitment, and you're not sure that you can be positive about the healed commitment. I feel like in past relationships, you're the one who's had to be stable in the storm, in the emotional storm. And I don't think you're interested in that. You're giving up the King of Cups energy for the King of Pentacles energy. I want to be solid. I want to be stable. I want it to move slow, and I want to see value in the connection. So I feel like you're not as concerned about the feelings and how somebody feels, but you're far more concerned about the King of Pentacles and whether we can keep this thing on the tracks, solid and stable. It feels like you are somebody who's quite traditional. And so you want someone who's also traditional. It does feel like you're interested in building a solid structure of love by which you two can connect. But I also feel like the Hierophant is telling me that you're looking for someone who will follow. Because you are solid, like it feels like you are. The Hierophant and the King of Pentacles tells me Taurus. I feel like you're pretty solid. You could have a Taurus placement. You could have a Virgo or Pisces placement. Maybe Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. Maybe it's a placement that is fixed, but it does feel like something is about to expand. And so the Lovers is here on the bottom of the deck. We're going to address that. Oh, look at that. Look, you've got somebody serious coming in here. It feels like a serious thing that you really have to give your serious energy to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 major arcana here. Something is about to change. And it has nothing to do with whether you want it to change or not, my friend. You're going to have to face something and either say yes or no. And it's enough putting it on the back burner. I'm going to go to the extended. If you'd like to be there, well, I'm going to clarify all of these cards. We're going to talk more about this. And what happens when it comes into view, and what happens when it begins to change, because you can't stop the change. There's an expansion in destiny going on here. And I feel like it's going to end up okay because the King of Pentacles is here, but it feels like it's going to be a rocky start, I'm just going to say. So if you want to come to the extended, please look at the top of the comments. There is a pinned comment there that will give you everything that you need. If you'd like to go to the membership area, there's a link there. The membership is where I put all of the extendeds. If you're interested in getting more than 4 in a month, go ahead and join there. If you're interested in just this one, you can just purchase this one. There is a link in the pinned comment. And also, if you're interested in a private reading, I do have private readings that are open at this time. If you're interested in a reading, they go from $25 and they go up from there depending on how detailed you need your reading and how much time you need me to spend with you. Please check out the pricing at Hypsee. I'm going to go for now into the extended. If you'd like to come there, I'd love to see you there. And if not, that's cool, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Take care, Libra. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.